I don't know. I guess, rest in peace, Craig.
Are you not able to do it?
No. Speaking of websites, this week's sponsor, Squarespace. I wish. Hi, Kyle.
Hi.
Why are you yawning? You're like tired or something? You had like
I'm always
a
tired
long week or something?
A long life, really.
Yeah, but now I'm yawning. Oh, yeah. We're interesting. We do a podcast. Oh, well, yeah. How was your little week?
When's the last time we talked on here? Is it 3 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm. We've had a cute little
oh my gosh,
hiatus. Hardly know her.
Ugh. What? That doesn't make sense.
Don't think about it.
I mean, I've just been like super busy. I've barely been home at all.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys have been on a long little out-of-towny.
Mm-hmm. So there aren't many jobs in town anymore, and if there are, I'm not on them. So
I guess you are like, one of like 5 people who could actually go to town. So makes sense. But anyway, Jacob, I just yawned again. Okay. Yeah. It has been a long while since we've done the old talkaroni on here. But yeah, I mean, shit, summer's full and in swing, right?
yes, swings and pulls and all that.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I've been doing. It's just been working. And then when I'm not working, I'm just, not doing anything for like a small fraction of time. Just been vibing.
Yeah, I mean, what, the 3 weeks since I went to Seattle, see Blink-182, and yeah, Pride Fest was going on that day, cool. And I took my oldest, who's in that whole community thing, and
yeah,
it was just, she's like the most anxious child I've ever met in my life. Like, most social situations are just like way too much.
Yeah.
And like, you see her there not knowing any of these thousands of people, and just has like the biggest smile on her face the whole time. And it was just kind of like, cool. Definitely a core dad memory I'm going to keep locked up in there. So
brought a little tear to your eye. Yeah. Well, I think that's cool.
And she loved the concert. They played the songs they've been playing for the last 30 years. So there you go.
Name one song that Blink-182 sings.
All the big men things.
Yeah.
All the small
All
things.
the big men. Yes, it's one of their hits. Yeah.
We did that, and then the girls stayed there, and I came home, but was only home for one day, and been on the road pretty much the whole time since.
Did you guys go anywhere fun or just boring places?
So we went. I went to Outback Steakhouse for the first time.
Yeah. You've never been to Outback Steakhouse?
No. And yeah, but it was a place that has steak. Of all the places with steak, it's certainly one of them.
Did you guys stay in state, or did you guys go out of state?
Yeah, we haven't been out of state yet.
Oh,
I think
that
might happen
Outback
in a couple weeks.
Next to the hotel?
Yeah, within walking distance.
Oh, yeah. I think I've been there. I think I went to the one that you guys went to then. That's where I took little old Pete for dinner.
He never came back. I remembered he said he was going to come back.
Oh, well, why would you want to?
No, but yeah, just working, and then I'm going out of town again tomorrow, 6 a.m.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Well.
it's like I think it was supposed to be 22. Now it might be 18K, with somewhere in that ballpark. So, and we're supposed to load it all in one day, I guess.
Nice. So
Well, I think it's like one and a half is what they want,
there's a lot.
because then we'd have to drive. It's only scheduled for one night out of town, so.
Interesting. I mean, shit. Well, that doesn't sound, as the kids would say, ideal to be out of town all that time. Are the wife and kids back, or are they still out there?
No, they are. So they are driving back today. They're gonna stop in overnight. They're not gonna be there the whole time. They're driving back from there tomorrow.
Okay.
We should be here at some point, but I will be gone. So
For a while. For what, 2 days?
at least a couple days.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's like, I don't know. We haven't talked too much about it, I don't think, but it's like, since they're not here,
yeah,
I can do literally anything I want, right? That should be great. But
yeah,
now that I can do everything I want, I sit here and I do nothing.
Honestly, though, like, as an adult, there is nothing that sounds more amazing than doing nothing. Like, I think when we're kids, like, we're like, oh yeah, when I have free time, I'm gonna go out with my friends and spend money. Now that I'm like a full-blown adult, the idea of staying at home and doing literally nothing is the most enticing thing to me.
I get that. But mine's like there's so much to choose from, it's overwhelming, so I sit here and do nothing. Like, literally all I've done at home is laundry, and it took me this whole 3 weeks to get it done.
Oh my god.
But just because I've barely been here.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is the longest I've been away from any of them.
Yeah.
So it's super weird.
You miss them. It's cute.
Absolutely.
It's cute.
Yeah. And like, I can't get to sleep without my wife next to me. Like,
Aww.
my schedule is all just screwed up.
Well, yeah, especially whenever it's the nights where Jeremy can't cuddle you sleep either, too, right?
He fell asleep on me the other night, like mid-conversation. Like, straight up. Like, he got, I think it was like 2 tall boys of Jack Daniels or something like that, like
Jesus.
the flavored ones. He barely got through the first one, was still talking to me, turned over, and then I just hear and I'm like, are you fucking messing with me? Like, you were just talking.
Oh,
Like,
Jer Bear.
Didn't finish the drink, never does. It's funny.
That's a me move. I'll crack
Yep.
something open and then just casually the next morning be like, oh no, I accidentally dropped the rest of this in the sink. Oops.
Mhm.
I'm notorious for that. Oh, freaking Jer Bear. What a little guy. Cute little guy.
That's what they call him.
He's known for his patience, so.
Mm-hmm.
That awkward silence was brought to you by me lying. Oh boy. Well,
But it's been nice working with him again, so.
yeah. You missed your pals.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Well, I guess let's go ahead and bring Taylor in here, the new co-host. Dun dun. Just kidding.
If you had actually fucked with me like that, I'd be like, no, but yeah, they were all watching that little, like,
A little satire.
update, not update. Yeah.
His response arguably was the most hilarious.
Yeah. Well, they were watching it, and like, I'm not watching it. I'm just listening. And Taylor's looking at me like super concerned, and then it's just like, I'm stupid. I don't talk enough. And he's like, oh, okay.
I was gonna say I literally like how I went so to the extreme with it. I don't know how anybody would have bought that. Like, not only do I talk way too much, but you've never like I don't think you've ever used the term "shut up" in your life. And then like, I don't know, Star Wars. That's all I talk about. Like, who's gonna replace me to talk about Star Wars with you? Honestly, I'm getting angry with the thought of you replacing me. So,
I was talking with Cole, who I think we're going to have on here at some point.
Yeah.
And he was saying, yeah, I've never heard you run down anyone like that. So it was definitely a bit.
It's not a bit, guys. Kyle abuses me every single day.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Every morning I wake up to a text message that says, "You're gay and dumb."
No. That's not a thing.
That's facts, guys. Sorry. Oh, fiddle fucks. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been a little interesting little hiatus, that's for sure, for everybody. I'm trying to think, what was the last stuff that we talked about? Outlaws?
We were talking about Outlaws and Ubisoft? Forward. However you pronounce that company's names while we were talking.
I don't know. When are they going to get bought out by Xbox?
That's a good question. When isn't anyone going to get bought out by Xbox?
Well, speaking of which, did you see that they made him talk in court, and one could say that was, in other words, not good for the whole case overall. Came out that Starfield was originally supposed to be a PlayStation 4 exclusive, and then Xbox was like,
what?
"Hey, but Bethesda, let's get you some money, so it's an Xbox exclusive." So they literally did buy Bethesda because of Starfield coming out as PlayStation exclusive, and they wanted it to be Xbox. They also revealed...
Well, now I'm even more mad because I would have definitely taken the exclusive.
Well, I mean, okay, so, like, I agree that, like, Microsoft is going a little crazy with this acquisition, but, like, they all do the same game. They all sit here and just, it's money horse trading back and forth when it comes to, like, game studios and everything else. So, I don't know. I digress.
Well, I don't remember Skyrim being console exclusive, so I don't know why they would do it with another Bethesda game. Like, I think they're all mutually exclusive.
At this point, they really are.
Or not.
I mean,
that's not that. On both, not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, like,
I'm stupid.
Yeah, I got what you meant. I don't know. It's just a little sus, but pretty much. I mean, the news article that I read was just pretty much like saying, listen, everyone's giving like Microsoft huge shit for everything that's going on, but like Sony's just as bad. I mean, and it's pretty true. It's pretty true. So,
I'm sure there's both some shady things on both sides for sure.
I mean, yeah, like it's like I said, it's all just horse trading. It's all just horse trading in different ways, but yeah, I mean, I do think that the FTC is going to say, I think they're going to win the lawsuit, so I don't think that Blizzak Division Nerd and
that's
Microsoft,
what they call it.
Microsoft are going to conjoin at the hip.
Yeah, I hadn't been keeping up with that, so that's very interesting. Because last I heard, like, someone was like, "Oh no, Xbox has this because they keep revealing PlayStation stuff."
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Keep leaking it. My knowledge of it comes mostly just from TechWiki, or not TechWiki. One of the Linus Tech Tips shows. I don't know. What's some other interesting little gaming news that's happened since we've been going?
I don't have any gaming news. Oh, I guess I do. I'll say some gaming stuff, and then I'll get back. They apparently Star Wars Eclipse is on track to come out in 2026.
The fuck is that?
Have you not seen the trailer for Star Wars Eclipse?
Wait, please hold. Maybe, probably. I mean, that's all my YouTube is like Star Wars content and Linus Tech tips.
They released. It wasn't even like gameplay or anything. It was just announcement trailer.
Oh, wait.
A couple years ago?
Yes. No, yes. You're talking about the one with like the drums and stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, we hadn't heard anything in a while.
Yeah, I kind of thought that was just placed on the back burner. Okay, so same year we're going to be going to Celebration, huh?
Is it back in the States in that year?
Isn't it? I
don't know.
Isn't it Japan next year? And then, you know. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, no, you're right. I don't know. Maybe we're going to London, okay?
I can't do that.
One day.
I don't have a passport. How do you get a passport? Why has no one ever told me how to do this?
You're not going to get a passport within the next 3 years?
I'm just saying I don't know how to go about doing that. Why was I never walked through?
Wait, how do you get a passport?
I don't know.
I guess whenever I got mine, I was a child, and then I just renewed mine, which is not that hard to do. Let's look it up. How do you get a passport? Okay, Kyle, you need to fill out the Form DS-11. But don't sign it until you're there for your appointment for passport.
Until I'm where?
Acceptance. I don't fucking know. Local passport facility. Hey, you used to, I don't know, actually. Okay. You need proof of U.S. citizenship. You need to bring in an acceptable photo ID and a passport photo, and then money for your passport fee, which is a monetary amount that is... I don't know. Go ask Jean. Jean knows all about it because he, failed twice at the passport game.
Understand what he's saying?
I know. So I was going back through and deleting a bunch of old and unnecessary screenshots, photos, shit like that. A bunch of Wayfair box cartons from my phone's camera roll. And I came across this one message from Jean that was so incoherent. And apparently it was because he was using voice to text whenever he was driving.
Oh.
But it said something like, "Hey, stepdad, I gotta go to appointment. Don't forget. And then also see you when I back. Thanks." Stuff like that. It's just like, okay, wait, what? But yeah. So yeah, that's how you get a passport. If you don't know, then you shouldn't be on this podcast, because this podcast is about nerd stuff and travel tips. So
you tell them.
You don't know shit about travel because you don't have a passport.
True.
And that's why Thrawn be the next emperor. Speaking of which, I did buy that book about
what book?
Heir to the Empire, first in the Thrawn series. We'll see how much Ahsoka deviates away from that story, but I mean the story's canon, so.
No, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, it's got the old seal of approval on the back, so it's it's canon.
So you said you bought a helmet yesterday. Was that a Lego helmet? Like, whose helmet?
Whose helmet?
You just bought his helmet. I was like, whose helmet? And you never told me.
Okay, so yes. So okay, yes, the fact that I didn't tell you whose helmet is correct. But I did tell you it was from a Lego Discovery Center. So is it a helmet or is it a Lego helmet?
Yes. Both.
So I bought the Luke Skywalker red. What is it? Red Squadron 1? Oh, I don't know. I bought the one that is supposed to match my X-Wing. Not the $850 X-Wing, but, the cheap $60 one.
Why are Legos so expensive?
I don't know why those. Well, actually, I don't know. I really don't know because I did spend like $70 yesterday, and it's going to be like probably the size of this mic. I don't really know. I mean, it was cool. That was the first time I've actually ever been. No, I went to Legolands when I was a kid, but that was my first time as an adult going to the Discovery Center, which was kind of cool. I got really close to buying multiple sets, and then I was like, hey, maybe it's not a good idea as an adult to spend $300 on Legos right now. I wanted the M1. I wanted to build Mando's ship, and then I wanted... they had that, and then they had the U-Bomber or U-Wing Bomber from Rogue One. And then they had a TIE Interceptor in a pack. And I was like, let me just get a bundle. I'll get the 3 ships. I'll get the helmet. It'll be great. And then I walked out of there with the helmet and then a thing of succulents. Lego succulents, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
No, like, yeah, it's like a plant
I'm not a Lego
of
guy.
Legos. Well... All right, everybody, I'm looking for a new host who's into Legos. Actually, that'd be a really weird podcast, just like Legos only. Well, I guess not weird. I don't want to offend. There has to be people out there who do that. So,
probably.
I bet like even like master builders, which is what they call them at Lego stores, master builders. I bet they have like a podcast. I bet that'd be an interesting podcast, actually.
Well, you can go listen to that, and I won't.
You'll go listen to all the big things. I don't know the rest of the song. That's the only part of the song I know. All the small things. Oh, I watched a movie on the Netflix. So I don't know. Okay, are you into like rated R comedies? Is that kind of like, or you're just like, meh? I'd rather watch something else.
I like what rated R comedy.
So like just like you know. Okay, so there's this show on Netflix that just came out. It's called In-Laws or something like that. But it's like, I don't know. It's got Pierce Brosnan and some other people in it. But I was thinking about how like when we were kids, I feel like I remember there being a lot of like rated R movies coming out, or not rated R movies, but like rated R comedies, like in the realm of like, I don't know, like any Judd Apatow movie and like shit like that. And I realized that they just don't really do those. I mean, they don't really do crass comedies like that anymore. You know what I mean? But I mean, this movie was really good. It was surprisingly really good. It was very funny, and God, what's his name? The main actor for it was one of the guys from what's that show called? Workaholics. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's like that main guy. I think he was also in Pitch Perfect, some other shit.
I know who you're talking about. Adam Devine.
Yes, something like that. Yes, or that is, I believe, his exact name. Yes, but there's a scene in there where like one of the things he uses for security at the bank that he works at, he uses a. She left me roses by the stairs. But he even says you have to say it really nasally, and it just every time he says it, it just makes me die laughing. But very good movie. You should go watch it. It's funny.
What is it called?
It's called Outlaw In-Laws or something like that. Let me look.
Well, I don't know the name.
Well, why not? Why don't you know everything that I talk about all the time?
You didn't give me a correct name.
The correct answer actually would have been Dak. It's because you talk about the most random shit all of the time, which is accurate. Oh, and then I also am watching this really cool anime. The anime is cool.
No such thing.
Oh, okay. Calm down. Okie dokie. Okay. Get it out. Go on. New and hot. Let's look it up there. No.
What site are you on?
The Netflix.
Oh.
Top 10 movies. There we go. Yeah, The Outlaws. Look, it's got Pierce Brosnan. He's old now.
Okay. He is.
Yeah. Oh, Dungeons and Dragons on Among Thieves is already on Netflix. That's kind of weird. Didn't that just come out? Yeah.
It came out in June, I think.
Yeah, but
I can't. You're showing me nothing.
Okay, I know it's gonna do it. Okay.
Nope. God, where's Chris Pine?
Why does it keep cutting it out? I don't know, but yeah, I see Chris Pine and a redhead and some other people.
Hugh Grant. Yeah, he's one of them.
Titanic is also on Netflix now. So
Was
if
it
you
not?
I don't think it was, but if you want to recreate the scene with Jer Bear or Jesse would be a more funny recreation to that scene with this big old pot belly. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I don't really know. There's not a lot that has happened recently.
I've heard some things that may have happened, but I can't confirm any of them.
Oh, yeah?
There were talks that the Acolyte show was completely canceled.
They didn't they just announce it? Like, didn't they literally just announce it officially?
Yes. Yeah.
They even put it on the fucking timeline. Like, not even, 4 months ago?
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I don't even know if it's 1000% true, but it sounds like the director was let go for...
Oh, yeah. You sent me that article. Yep.
Yeah, and then the show, the next day, I think there were rumors that the show was canceled altogether, but nothing's been said about it that I've kept track on.
I mean,
so I don't know.
That's kind of what they did with Skeleton Crew. That's what they initially did with Skeleton Crew. They were like, well, we're firing a bunch of people, and then it got placed on the back burner, but now they re-announced it. I mean, shit, we literally just got it a timeline at Star Wars Celebration not that long ago.
Yeah, and they made it a big deal, and now it might just...
I was looking forward to that. I like the villain shows. I want some villain shows. Not everything in the Star Wars universe has to be like Jedi. You know what I mean? Like, let's get some stuff. Did you see that? I guess somebody was interviewing Daddy hating Christian, and they were a little grilling him a little bit on what he was going to do with Ahsoka, and his only response was, "Well, I can't say much, but I'm excited to continue to play this character." So I think they're going to bring him back for a, Vader Obi-Wan kind of vibe. Maybe we're going to get some flashbacks. Maybe we're going to get some Vader scenes. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I was going to say you could only see him in flashbacks, but there can just be dream scenarios or sequences too, or some sort of PTSD sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's going to be a really good show, and I like that I'm definitely super excited to see him in more Star Wars stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, between the flashbacks of having Anakin and Vader, I think those will be good flashbacks. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they'll do I don't know. Well, I guess it would still be a flashback, wouldn't it? But I'm just excited for the show. It's not like I have a Twitter account that I follow that tells me how many days we are away until the show or anything like that. So.
Oh, you don't?
No.
I was actually going to ask how many days until the show.
Let me look, because I haven't gotten on Twitter this morning. Oh, fun fact. So yesterday I did something with my family that I normally do on Sundays. So I woke up this morning, fully thinking that it was Monday and that I was super late for work.
Mm-hmm.
My phone was dead, and I was like, gotta go charge it for all the text messages of where you're at. I rushed out of bed, started getting ready, and then once my phone charged, I saw that it was Sunday, and I was like, wait, Sunday? And then I was like, well, fuck.
That's a terrible way to wake up, thinking you have to be at work and, oh yeah, it's my day off.
It literally was. I'm not gonna sign into Twitter, even though I'm already signed into Twitters. The Twitters. Oh, speaking of Twitters, did you see that there's a new social media called Threads that's supposed to be exactly like
No.
Twitter?
I don't know anything about that. No.
It's an Instagram thing, so it was just weird.
So it's,
yeah,
but isn't Facebook, Instagram, and Instagram would be that? Facebook's all of it, isn't it?
Meta owns all of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Instagram, according to Lizardman Mark Zuckerberg, is not Twitter. It is a Instagram app that is focused around text instead of pictures, which is pretty much what Twitter is. So
I miss MySpace.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and to answer your question, it's 45 days. 45 days until the Sega's launch. Yeah.
That is coming up. Then.
Or 44. 44 days. 45 days was yesterday. It is. What? That's like a month. Holy shit. God, the summer's flying by.
Time is relative.
Time is a construct. Oh boy. Well, yeah. I guess the only interesting thing that I've done recently is I went to Barnes & Noble and spent about an hour and a half in there, and then also spent about $160 on books. So, bought some Star Wars stuff.
You get?
I bought
one of the Thrawn one.
Yeah, so I got all three in that Thrawn series, outside of the one that the prequel one that I already had.
Mm-hmm.
I bought 3 Dune books, and I don't know when I will ever read those, but eventually I will. And then I also bought a kind of a cool book about like gay history, like LGBTQ history from like a long time ago to like recent. I read like little tiny tidbits of that book while I was there at oops, my mic's kind of far away from my face. There we go. I read little tiny tidbits of that book while I was there at Barnes & Noble, and it was kind of cool. I actually didn't even know this, but there was like in 1890s Germany, of all places, it was like completely okay to be gay, and they had like several psychologist groups that were dedicated like entirely just to gay men. Which is just interesting. Like, it's interesting because I guess for everyone's mindset, they always think that, like, gays really didn't ever have any sort of rights all the way up until, like, the 60s. But that may be true in America, but, you know, overseas in Germany, it was actually completely okay and normal. So it's been a really interesting book, and I'm excited to... I'll probably read that before I read anything else, just because it's been, like, just interesting to read. But I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool to see, like, a large part of, like, my community's history and understanding, like, the freedoms that I enjoy today. Like, understanding that this is not the way it was, even just, like, 15 years ago. So, pretty neat. I think that was it.
Is it up until, like, the present time?
For the most part, yeah. I want to say that like the timeline that I read went up to like 2021, but meh. So it'll be interesting to read that. Then yeah, those 3 Thrawn books, the Dune books, and then what else did I get? I feel like I got something else. I don't know. Maybe that was it. Their Star Wars section is very nice though. It's got like a big old display, and they've got like the laser swords right next to it, and some other cool stuff. Yeah. They have Star Wars manga.
Barnes and Noble here.
Barnes and Noble. Well, you guys have a really dope ass store there, though.
What's here? What? I don't.
Downtown.
Oh yeah.
And it may not have anything that you want directly, but they can order just about any book. Mm-hmm. If I could, I would still try and order stuff from them, but you know. But yeah, so that's been my boring life recently. As far as video games go, Paradox was having like a super big summer mega sale on Steam, so I picked up a few more of their strategy games. Because realistically, the only Paradox game that I was playing was like Crusader Kings, but I picked up a few more of their titles. Haven't played a single second of them. Spent like $80 on games in the past 2 weeks and haven't opened up a single one of them. I just keep playing Crusader Kings.
So I guess Taylor gave me like his old PSN because he doesn't have his PS4 anymore. And like I went through the games and I never played Cyberpunk, so I decided to download it. Yeah,
cool.
Then there was like a Dragon Ball Z game. I don't know if it's the newer ones or what, but I downloaded that.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one? I can't remember the last one. Oh, Lords of the Fallen, just because it looked very medieval sort of thing to me.
Yeah.
It looked cool, but I only played... Well, I went through the character creation in Cyberpunk, which was super cool. And then I go to load into the game, and it just stays on the screen playing music, and I was like, is the PS5 version still not fixed at this point? Like, what is going on? Yeah. So I had to like basically close out of the game. Nothing was saved on my character. I made a whole different character.
Oh no.
But only I didn't get too far into it, but I did have fun with the very minimal time I did put in.
And what game was this?
But they kind of name? Cyberpunk.
Oh, you're talking about Cyberpunk, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
my dude,
I literally made a character and then
Cyberpunk's issues. That's what the game does.
It's weird that it's still an issue. I thought they had fixed it.
They fixed a lot of stuff from launch, but there's still a lot of really bad bugs in that game. And I don't know. I think which path did you start? Did you start like the...
I did. I picked the Nomad.
You did? I started Corpo myself.
That makes sense.
Why? It was like the most cyberpunky of all the cyberpunkies. It was like the most like futuristic. So I was like, yes. I mean, both. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't really know if I got past going to your apartment before I was just like, okay, I'm going to delete this.
Oh, I got to like the main new city. Is that what it is?
Something like that. Yeah. Well, I guess okay. So like the difference would be my storyline versus your storyline. So
right.
I realistically only got through like the introduction, and then
that's where I'm at.
Yeah. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did that. I mean, I think it was probably because I started playing that around the time that Destiny 2's newest expansion came out. So I think I like put everything in the back burner to play that. Or no, Hogwarts Legacy. I downloaded it whenever I came back from Christmas. And then Hogwarts Legacy came out shortly after. So I stopped playing and then played that. And then Destiny and then Star Wars. And yeah. But yeah, even like Destiny. I don't think I've played Destiny like once in several months, which is weird for me. Because that was like the thing I've been obsessed about for the past like several years.
So I got a game when I came home. My buddy Manny actually bought it for me.
Oh,
because we know each other through like going through like live pro wrestling events in like Seattle and Portland and all that. So that's how we met. And there's this other like American company that was brought up like 3 or 4 years ago at this point. That's on TNT. They just put out their first video game, and it's like kind of like the old arcadey versions, and there's just tons of like ridiculous weapons, like pizza boxes and skateboards and explosions and stuff. Like it's just
interesting.
It's just wacky and arcadey. They put in like almost like Mario Party mini games in it.
What? That's
and
cool.
It's all cross-play and on all the consoles. It's like I had a lot of fun playing it because like obviously WWE puts out like the more serious like version of their game and stuff, like more realistic. So like going back and playing like an arcade game was cool. But I beat it in like 3 hours.
Interesting.
It's just a very short story mode. And then there's like, there's multiple ways to play it. And then I did it 2 more times. Like, no, this is the exact same thing the whole time. It's it's probably just better to play it online with people for sure.
Huh. I mean, it sounds like an interesting game. It's always interesting that like some of these like indie studios can put out such good quality games, but some of them are kind of gigantic flops. But I don't know. I mean, I guess the way to view it is it's always just experience, or they make it for like a specific person. So there's got to be people out there that love it. But
like I can't do horror video games. I'll cry.
I'm a pussy, so yeah, I would jump all over the place. I'd get scared. It would just be rough.
Did you ever play Outlast?
No idea.
So it was one of the first free games when you got like PS4 when it first came out. And it's basically this horror video game, and you're kind of sent to this mental asylum where the residents have kind of taken over, and they're all crazy and stuff. And like you have no weapons, you can just run, and the only light you have is your night vision camera. And obviously it runs out of battery the more you use it.
Yeah.
So it's just like I played it probably I put a few hours into it, and it's like every time there's a jump scare, I'm just like,
you like step away from the disc, like I gotta take a break.
Yeah, dude. Like I don't want to be scared at all. Like I don't like
it's funny
horror movies or anything. It's like make me cry or make me laugh. Don't make me scared, please.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not that I don't like the genre. It's just that I am too much of a wimp, and there's not really. I mean, at least not mainstream. I don't feel like we've gotten any like cool horror games recently. I think it'd be interesting to like pick up a copy of like Callisto Project or Dead Space. Those are supposed to be like pretty with like redone graphics and everything. There's supposed to be some pretty good like jump scares and like scary moments. So that'd be kind of cool. Especially because those are usually riddled with like a lot of sci-fi lore. I mean, at least Dead Space had like a lot of background lore, which was kind of cool. But yeah. So you switched to Google phone recently. You switched to a Pixel.
I did.
How are you liking that?
I like it more than I did when I first got it.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't find the menu. Like I remember asking you, I was like, "Where's the settings on this?"
Yeah.
Like, I think I've kind of figured it out. I've mastered it. I don't know if people like sending me green text, but I mean,
yeah,
Apple doesn't make cheap used phones like Google does. So there you go.
Okay, but it's also so like the RCS technology is how like when you text somebody like Jesse, or maybe if you text. Trying to think of the other people that showed up like that. Really, Jesse was the only other person when I lived
Jesse
there that did
was
that.
one for me.
But it has RCS, so it's
guy.
like iMessage.
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah. It's actually more universal than iMessage because it can be used in like all these different applications. And so like that's been the big push that people have been trying to use or do with Apple, because it's more secure than text messages because it's data instead of like actual bits.
I don't know if it's encrypts or encodes or whatever, but it makes it to where like no one can read it. I was like, why does less superior Android have this and Apple doesn't?
A biggest reason is that's one of the reasons why people use iMessage and iPhones, because it's more secure than text messaging. Because text messages can be unencrypted and read because the technology's been the same since like 1997. But the reason why I ask is because it came out with a Pixel tablet recently, and I was hyped for it whenever I did have a Pixel 7 Pro still, when I was doing the whole Google Suite products. I was excited for the tablet, but the tablet has not been well received. The tablet was looking like it was going to be kind of interesting because it was going to be a physical tablet, and then it had a home base to where it was like a Google Home pretty much, where you could put it on the base. It has really nice speakers, and then it just acted like a Google Home. But then people came to the realization after testing it that it's pretty much just a glorified Google Home. That it's not a tablet, it's just a Google Home that you can take the screen around with you. Google said from the launch that they weren't going to do what Apple does with iPads, which the reason why iPads are, in a sense, the superior tablets. Like I don't feel like that's an opinion. I feel like that's just fact that like they do better tablets than the other manufacturers. But the biggest reason why is because Apple's philosophy behind the tablet is they want it to be a power horse and be able to supplement people for like laptops if that's what you need. But because of that, I think everyone's expectations are really high on what like tablets are supposed to be. So this one was received really poorly, and Google even came out and said like, listen, this is not supposed to replace your laptop. This is just supposed to be another device, another media device. But people are even reporting that it has really bad battery life. That the other weird thing is that it always, like when you use it, it almost like you always have to use it in landscape mode instead of portrait mode, like we use phones and iPads. But even, I don't know, it's interesting. It's interesting because I feel like Google had some promise there to maybe like be the next big Android manufacturer with the phones that they're putting out. But this is kind of like the third attempt that they've kind of like gotten into something, and it's not been great upon launch. So I don't know if that's
like
part
did
of
they do Stadia?
planned.
Stadia?
Yeah.
Was that Google? Yeah,
Yeah,
that
they did. I mean, Google has a
Yeah.
pretty big history of just like starting projects and then cutting it randomly, but they've had some pretty big flops recently. I think, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the implementation that they're using, because a lot of their ideas have good legwork, right? It's just, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the Pixel 7 Pro is a pretty good phone, but it still had its shortcomings. You know, the Pixel watch that they put out was, I don't even know why I spent $400 on it, because it had less functionality than like a Casio watch. It's interesting. It's interesting that they've kind of had some of these flops. I don't know. Weird. Even Apple with the Vision Pro.
Vision Pro.
Yeah, they scaled back a bunch of their manufacturing on it because they said that they weren't hitting their sales goals, and it was like, what? Really? You guys weren't hitting your sales goals on a $3,500 thing that I'm going to put on my face?
Weird.
Yeah, weird. It's like everyone said that it was going to be too expensive and nobody was going to go buy it because it was too expensive, and then it's too expensive and nobody's buying it. That's weird.
That doesn't make sense.
Who knew? Who would have known this? So, yeah, weird stuff. But, yeah. Well, what else? Any other stuffs?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
I have one. Also not confirmed. I've just heard about it. That with the Indiana Jones movie bombing,
What?
that yeah.
Oh, like
not,
it didn't
not
do
the movie.
good?
Like it did too well.
Okay.
It
I
didn't
was
do
like,
well.
what have I not listened to?
No. With the
Yes.
Indiana Jones movie not doing well financially when it came out.
Wait, did I not tell you that I went and saw it?
No.
Yeah, I went and saw it and it was not good.
Are you going to let me finish what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. With that, there are rumors that Kathleen Kennedy has been fired from Lucasfilm.
Ooh. Hey, that'd be kind of a good thing. Not a big fan of her. I could see that. So yes, I did go and see that movie a few weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. A week ago? 2 weeks ago. Something.
I don't know when you saw it. You tell me.
Some time frame ago, I saw it. And it was not good. And then the next day I went and saw the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and that was good. So, yeah.
I still haven't seen that.
It's not... I don't know if it's worth it for you to go buy movie tickets to go see it. I'll say it like that.
Okay.
It's not a bad movie. It's just...
You know, probably
far
just
as-
watch it on Disney Plus
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. I mean, as far as movies go, I've had like an 0 for 2 loss on bad movies recently that I was expecting to be good. I wanted to go see Asteroid City, and then I just like caved in and was like, okay, fine, I'll go watch Guardians of the Galaxy 2 or 3.
What's Asteroid City?
It's a
I
Wes
haven't heard of
Anderson
that.
movie. It's a new Wes Anderson movie that's coming out, or did come out. It's supposed to be really good. Really good. It's got a lot of good actors and actresses in it. It's supposed to be like a really... Do you know who Wes Anderson is? That director?
I might have seen movies, but I don't know exactly which ones.
Let me look up movies so I can name off some of them for you. But yes, sorry, the Indiana Jones movie. Let's talk about that. Sorry, it was not good. I don't know if it's just because he's much older now, but like even his acting was really, really bad. The storyline didn't make a whole lot of sense. It was really kind of all over the place, and it just did not feel... It felt like the movie was way overhyped. I would say the coolest scenes in the movie were the scenes that were in the trailer. So, I'm not saying that it's an absolutely atrocious movie. I'm just saying, just like Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't know if it'd be worth it to go spend the money on going to the movie.
Okay. I've never seen an Indiana Jones movie, so
I don't think any of them have been good since like 1989. The two most recent ones that we've gotten have not been great. Or three. Okay. Are they three? Maybe there's three of them.
I don't know.
I don't know either. So Wes Anderson, some of the movies that he has done is The Royal Tenenbaums, The Life Aquatic of Steve Zissou, The Darling Limited, or Darjeeling Limited, Fantastic Mr. Fox. Did you ever watch that? He does that movie. Moonrise Kingdom, Grand Budapest Hotel, Isle of Dogs, The French Dispatch. All of these are just going straight over your head.
So no, I don't know who Wes Anderson is.
He has like a very artistic style of directing. So like his style is very like color block driven. Like it's hard to describe. I'll have to just like send you a video of some of them because they're good. And they're just like, it's like situational comedy. There's like dramedy in there. I mean, I don't know. It's just very beautiful. Very like pastel tones based. He uses a lot of color. It's a very cool directing style. And I don't think it's something that we get elsewhere. Like I can't think of like any other director that uses that style. But yeah, it's just good. It's supposed to be a really good movie. I think I might actually go see it next weekend or maybe later this week. I don't know. But I kind of forgot about movie theaters because,
really?
For the past like several years, it's not really been a thing because of COVID. But yeah, I'm going to probably start to try and go some more movies. The one I'm most excited for is in November for Dune 2. But outside of that, I don't really know. Dune 2.
That's going to be
Part
in
2.
Theaters?
Uh-huh. Dune Part 2.
Wasn't the first one on HBO?
No. Dune?
Oh.
No, Dune was live release. That was the only movie that I went to whenever I was in that town. Actually, that's a lie. I went and saw the new James Bond movie there, too. I saw two movies in my entire time up there in the Mountain West. But I don't know. I can't remember if the theatre there does like the dine-in thing, but some of the theaters here do dine-in stuff, and that's pretty lit.
No, the one here, it'll just bring you concessions, but I have been to ones where they have like a full kitchen set up and you can order and just kind of, and those ones are super nice.
That was the nicest part about going to see the new Indiana Jones movie. Was that.
You could fall asleep right there.
I ate a lot of nachos and then ate like this brownie dessert thing that was like a caramel brownie with like nuts, and it was really delicious. And
you are making me hungry.
Well, I probably actually could have fallen asleep because I did take an edible before I went into the movie, which did not affect my opinion of the movie, by the way. If anything, it would have elevated my experience like it normally does. But yeah. I don't really have anything else. I mean, there's just not been a lot going on. As far as video games go, we don't really have anything new coming out that's exciting just yet, or at least that's like pending soon.
Not until September for me.
Yeah.
That's going to be I think it's Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay. I don't know.
It's a Dungeons and Dragons game. But they're making this one more like it's a lot of it is like overhead camera, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
This one, they're going to have like some third person stuff.
Ah.
So, and then there's like a ton of customization options that weren't in the older ones.
Ooh.
So it actually looks like it might be a good Dungeons and Dragons game. So
Cool little,
and it's
good little game.
RPGs.
I mean, I like that. Yeah. If anybody's listening that's a Star Wars exec, give us something like Star Wars Galaxies again.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
It was an MMO.
MMO?
Yeah. It was years ago. It was pre, what is the one that's out now? The Old Republic, right? It's not Knights of the Old Republic, but it's like the...
Knights of the Old Republic?
Well, yeah, but like what's the one that's like current and active? Is it called the Old Republic? The High Republic?
I think it's still that one.
Because Knights of the Old Republic was separate. This is the one that came out in 2011. Star Wars... The Old Republic. Yep. Okay. So yeah, so that's like the new MMORPG or MMPORG. Do people say that? Is that a thing?
I don't think they say that.
Okay. I'm gonna start saying it. It's the new MMPORG. So the Old Republic replaced Galaxies, but Galaxies was something that came out in 2005, 2006, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And it was focused more on, instead of being like a Jedi or a Sith, it was more focused on just like everyday people. So it was like Sims meets RuneScape meets that. So it was kind of interesting. I never got to play it, obviously, but I was watching a video this past week on YouTube of ranking the Star Wars games from like 2000 and on, and that was pretty high on the list. And so then I started doing some rabbit hole diving, and it just looked really cool. I mean, I'm not a really MPORG gamer, but it just looked kind of cool. But people apparently spent like hours and 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 hours playing that game. Like, I think this video guy, or the guy that was doing the video, said that he played it like every single day for like 6 hours nonstop for several years. But it was a challenge to like become a Jedi and stuff. So like it was a game that was grind heavy, but like you could do anything from being like a doctor to like being a hairstylist in Coruscant. It was pretty cool.
Oh, so they had like actual jobs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. You could do just about anything you wanted to in that game if you had the time to do it. I think that'd be kind of cool. I don't know what the implementation would be nowadays, just because our expectations have changed with games. But Outlaws is supposed to be pretty similar to that. So we'll see. I'm excited for that game to come out.
Should be good.
I don't know. I'm just kidding. We had a whole episode about how awesome we thought it was. So, but yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of rest to talk about. This has been kind of like just a chill episode of us just catching up. Mm-hmm. I know next week we'll be doing like back to the old format. I might put some music behind this whole episode, some like chill music for the whole episode, and we'll see how that's received, see how that does.
Yeah, why not?
We'll test it out with my little Ice Cube Discord things. What is that supposed to be?
What?
I don't like. What is this background? It looks like mountains. Looks like northern lights. So I think these are supposed to be like ice cubes, or something. Like, look at them.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what.
What did you think they were? Floating heads?
I was not paying attention the entire time. I thought they were clouds.
What other backgrounds do we have? Let me look. Well, what do you think? This is a good place to end it.
Yeah, that's fine.
You had all the stuff to talk about. I came in here with one thing to talk about. That was the Microsoft drama. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining us for episode
6.
I almost said 5, 6. Episode 6 of N3RDPOD. Kyle, you want to do a little ditty outro?
Do. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. So next week, we're not going to tell you what we're going to talk about next week, because next week's going to be a surprise to you guys, because I don't think Kyle and I know what we're talking about next week. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chillaxing with us on this whatever day of the week you're listening to this. And we'll see you next Friday. Now that's what I called podcasting. Trust only in the pod. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Hit that bell icon. Leave us a review. Can I stop this now?
Please do.
Okay.